Guys, what's going on? How are you? And I hope you're having an awesome day. I am just trying to take advantage of the Onyx deposit boost. Nice little boost going on right now on Onyx, where if all you have to do is spend $25, deposit 25 bucks, you'll receive $12.50 in a bonus bet, which is pretty nice, just for making a deposit. So I just completed that right now. So for those of you that have access to Onyx, definitely go over there and take advantage. Make sure that you claim the boost, and then once you're in, you're good to go. They also have, looks like a 15% SGP boost on any NBA game, and then a 15% parlay boost. I'm more interested in just the sport bonus parlay boost, to be honest, because the 15% boost for SGPs, typically SGPs are going to get nerfed. But welcome in. Happy Friday. For the next hour, we're going to be placing a shitload of bets. Looking at some arbitrage, middle betting, positive EV. We're going to start off with DFS. I got to put together my PrizePicks flex entry. I haven't cooked that one up, so we're going to do that on the stream. Underdog, bettors got some discounts. We got some good stuff going on. I got a nice little deposit boost today, or deposit boost, excuse me, from Parlay Play. So shout out to them. And let's get into it, guys. Hopefully you're having a strong Friday and ready to cook up some bets. Saints fan, what's going on? Mike, how are you, man? Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. So currently, guys, on the EV tool, I switched it up a little bit. Always, switching things up a bit. I'm using the custom EV formula, okay? This is on the Platinum plan with OddsGM, but 50% Pinnacle, 50% FanDuel, and we're just looking at player props for all 9 of the popular DFS books. So like this play for Jackson Hayes is elite compared to FanDuel. Now I don't have when the books line up. Obviously, like a play on this on Scotty Barnes. This is over a 2.5% edge that Pinnacle and FanDuel agree on. So this would give me a lot more confidence on Scotty. Can do Desmond Bain. Might have a dabble slip here. We'll have to see. So I guess we'll start off with Better, because Better has a discount for Steph and Zion. We'll take Steph's over on points, and then we'll cook this up with Denny Avdija, and we will cook this up with Paolo as well. See what we got. Okay, so we're going to look for Denny. Under on his PRA. Under, looks like that bumped, so it's no longer 33.5, so that's fun. First play of the day, already we're bumping. Paolo, under a double-double. All right, that's available. Cool. And then what else do we have? We could do Scotty under on his PR points, rebounds, and assists, 31.5. Yeah, really. We could do Scotty instead of Denny, which would be here. Obviously, these two guys are going up against each other tonight, Raptors Magic. So the under 31.5 PRA. $10 max wager for this, guys. This is a perfect entry. But this is the Steph Curry boost. Or, excuse me, not boost. I always say that wrong. It's the discount for Steph Curry. MP, what's going on? CXX, how are you? Wilbo, February's a green month. Dye your hair green. No doubt about that. It's going to be a good month. I'm excited for February. I'm excited to get out of January. But let's build some momentum into February. Let's get a winning day today. Let's get a winning day tomorrow so that we go into February up 2 straight green days. So there's that slip, guys, in the chat for Better. As always, I'm going to take a quick screenshot for my own record keeping. Okay, PrizePicks, I need to cook up my flex entry. Make sure you guys go to promos on PrizePicks. Opt in to the 40% payout boost. I can only play these for $5, but I mean, I'll play them. Will Riley, this looks incredible over here on PrizePicks. Points and rebounds, the over. What else do we got? Again, Avdija, we could do his under on his points and rebounds here. 28.5. They bumped this to 27.5, so that's gone. And then every other play here is really low. Like really, really low. What's the Sharp Money Tool say? Sharp Money Tool likes this play on Oso. On his points, rebounds, and assists. Someone's put $1,400 up. I can get down with that. That's a decent amount. Am I going blind? Yeah, 12.5, excuse me. Over 12.5. Okay, so we'll go with Oso. Mitch Robinson over on his PRA. Josh Hart just recently got ruled that he is going to play tonight, so I mean, you're getting I mean, you can get a slightly better price on Fanatics. There isn't a sharp book that's offering anything on here, so I don't really care about this. Ace Bailey under on blocks. Not many books are offering the under on the blocks here, so I don't care about that. So I really don't like either of those, to be honest with you. Let me go ahead and stop using the EV formula. Just reset, and let's devig this for PrizePicks to Pinnacle. To Pinnacle, there's a couple of plays here. Joker under on assist. Joker is back, guys. He's playing tonight, which is much needed for the Nuggets with no Aaron Gordon. It's good to have the Joker back. Looks like we want to fade him. We want to fade Advita, according to Pinnacle. Let's look at some line movement here. We got anything? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, let's go with the under on Denny then. I don't mind that. I like that little line movement there. This is going to be a 5-pick slip for me. It takes a minute to build them. That's why I don't play too many of these on the stream. Brunson under PRA. What do we got? Nice line movement from Pinnacle. That's really solid. Again, guys, this is kind of my best indicator that I like to use when I'm cooking up slips or I'm just straight betting. Whatever. Doesn't matter if it's a parlay, if it's a round robin, if you're straight betting. I don't really care. I want to see some type of line movement here. It's really what I'm looking for from a sharp book. Yeah, P a lot for sure. All right, I'm okay with that too with Joker. Again, Joker could be on a minutes restriction tonight. They didn't mention that. It's his first game back. Make sure you select the payout boost, and I can only play this for $5, so I'm not losing my mind if I can't hit it. I'll share the link with you guys. If you haven't used your Flex Friday slip, this is an option for you. Anton, what's going on? 49ers Faithful, how are you? So, yeah, we got some guys. Obviously, the Nuggets are, I believe they're on a back-to-back. Yeah, they played against the Nets last night. So, it is a back-to-back, but it's not a back-to-back for Joker. But for, like, Jamal Murray, it is. Yeah, they won last night against Brooklyn. So, one thing I can definitely say, I mentioned this in the stream. I didn't mention it on the stream, but Wilbo mentioned it. I think it was on like Tuesday's stream. I have created my own models for some player props for the NBA. And one thing that I'm definitely been doing this week compared to previous months, guys, like I'm definitely paying a lot more attention to who's in, who's out, who's dealing with injuries, who's on back-to-backs, who's traveling across the country. Like Sacramento's playing Boston tonight. But I don't know if Jalen's going to be in or out for the Celtics. I'm waiting to see on Underdog. So I definitely am paying a little bit more attention to the league, the association, and what's going on, which I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I think it can only help that I'm just a little bit more aware of certain teams and certain players and what's going on. Let's take a look at Underdog and see what we have. So for what it's worth, that's definitely something in the past I didn't pay attention to. And it's definitely something that I'm paying attention to now a little bit more. So Denny, actually Advita, so Hart will play. Deuce McBride is not going to play. Denny Advita is actually a game time decision. Interesting. If we're betting his unders, it could be a good thing, right? Maybe he plays, tweaks his back. God forbid he tweaks his back, and never know. So it's also curious that Joker's back now because now he's eligible for the end of season rewards. According to Pinnacle, Tim Hardaway Jr. Really, really good to Pinnacle. Let's see if there's some movement from Penny. There is. That's a good amount of movement right there. We like that. So we're going to try to fire up a 3-pick slip on on underdog, okay? Hardaway, cool. We could go back to Joker, or we could skip him. Jeremiah Fears. Whether it's FanDuel or Pinnacle, guys, I don't really care. I just want to see some kind of movement. Big 5 minutes ago, they went from minus 118 to minus 144 in Jeremiah Fears. So that's really, really big. The under on his points. We're basically fading a bunch of guys right now. We could do Jalen, we could do Scotty, or we could switch it up, and we can go over and DVig to FanDuel. Ronald Holland on his points. Yo. This is a really good ARB, or it's a low hold actually to FanDuel, which I'm okay with. But appreciate you guys tuning in. We're gonna set up this 3-man slip on underdog right now. No insurance, so we need all 3 picks to hit. Patrick, appreciate you mentioning that, man. I basically, my microphone doesn't change at all. What I mean by that is it's already preset. I have everything preset. I literally just plug it in and then it goes. So if anyone else can't hear me that well, please let me know. I'll throw up a quick poll just to find out. So let me know, guys. Set up a quick poll if you can hear me with the audio. If you can't, let me know. I will say, Patrick, not to single you out, man, I always appreciate you letting me know about it, but it seems like it's always you that's having the difficult time hearing me. So I'm sure that you have your device up to full blast. I'll definitely try to talk a little bit louder. I could go up a little bit higher on this, but it's in a pretty comfortable range. So I just want to hear from everybody else. I don't mean to single you out, man. I always appreciate you letting me know about that, but hopefully, everyone's able to hear me. So we could go a little further if we wanted to on this. I'm fine with this 3-pick. We did that. I got to get into DraftKings pick 6. Again, if you guys are just tuning in right now, there's a nice little boost or a nice little deposit match on Onyx. All you got to do is deposit $25 and they'll give you $12.50 in a bonus bet, which is really nice. So literally as the stream was firing up, I was making a deposit over there. According to FanDuel, this is, at least we have 2 options here with Brooks and Holiday for pick 6. I'm going to log in right now to pick 6. We'll also look at Dabble as well. Just making our way around the horn. And a really solid slate of NBA games. Tomorrow is a really big, obviously Saturdays are really big college basketball days. Now that college football is no longer with us. Let's see what pick 6 has in terms. They got some stat slices, which is really nice. There is a stat slice on Joker, guys. Again, if you have your pick, like I got LeBron and Sharp and Sar, like I'm not going to take Joker. It's his first game back. I don't know what to expect from him, right? So I'd rather take it somewhere else. Looks like we have a full pie Friday. So I'm going to go with mine with Shade and Sharp. And then I'm going to pair this up with probably Dylan Brooks on points. Under on his points. There's a lot of guys that are stat slices out there. So full pie Friday, there's a lot. So you can grab a few. And then Drew Holiday over on his PRA. There we go. And I'll share this with you guys if you want. This is how I'm using my stat slice. Appreciate that, Saints fan. A little quiet, not bad. Okay. All right. We can try, let's see. See if that's a little bit better. Just turn it up just a touch. Just a touch. But let me know if that's a little better for you guys. All right, so this is the FanDuel 3-pick slip, DVigging to FanDuel. What about Pinnacle? Yeah, just one play, and it's Hardaway Jr. under on his points, which we already hit that up on underdog. Okay. Let's take a look at the Sharp Money tool. And I'm just going to select everything. I do want to quickly, though, before we do that, definitely want to take a look at Dabble just for 1 second. Don't want to forget about Dabble. 2 results, Hardaway Jr., okay, under 12.5. FanDuel, there's a few more. Jock Landell, Advita, Ron Holland. Again, guys, over at Dabble, follow me at Billy C. And that's how you can tell my slips. I have a hard time with Dabble, throwing it on my phone and then showing it over here. What's going on, Irish? But we'll cook this one up. I normally like to spread it out a little bit, guys. So I'll play Jock on his points. And then we can go with Osser on his points or Denny Advita. And we can go Holland as well. Let's go with Osser. Where's he at? Over 8.5. And then I'll go with Denny under on the rebounds. Again, he's a game time decision. So have to see. All right, 3-pick slip over here on Dabble. It's a 6x payout, guys. No insurance on Dabble. Slip is up there, so if you guys want to copy it, let me know. Looks like the slip earlier today that we shared is not going to come to fruition because one of the esports plays lost. So that's a bummer. All right. And there we go. All right, so let me take a quick screenshot of that. Perfect. Okay. Looking good there. Coming back over the sharp money tool. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nick Claxton. There is no Noah Clowney. Clowney's not playing tonight, which could affect Claxton a little bit. There's some value on his under. Someone has posted $8,000 or close to it on the under 8.5 rebounds at minus 125 odds. So, Pinnacle's taking $500 right now. This is a massive difference. So just to kind of drive this point home, this person is offering you to bet the over 8.5 at plus 130 odds, which by all accounts is a really good price. They want this under 8.5 at minus 130, which is only 5 cents off to Pinnacle. So this is one of those on the sharp money tool that's like, yo, all right, like I'm not going to go nuts on this and bet a ton of money. But, if you want to put a unit on this play, someone's posted a lot of money, and the price that they're offering you on the over, I think is definitely going to pop up as one of the best on OddsJam. So, this isn't like this person wants an egregious price that they can't reach. It's very much in play. Same here with Jalen Tyson. On his assists, over under 3.5. Someone has posted $8,000. They want you to bet the over 3.5 at plus 120 odds, which means they want the under 3.5 at minus 120 odds. If you offer one price, that means you want the opposite. So they want this under 3.5 assist at minus 120 odds. This again is, them offering plus 120 on the over, pretty good compared to a lot of other books. Pretty good. So to take this and bet this under, you could get this. Obviously, this is 10 cents off at FanDuel. It's good at Hard Rock. You can, everybody else is offering this at basically the best next best price is minus 130, unless you could bet this at Profit X. So again, these first two plays here, that's some serious dough on some player props. And what they're offering on the exchange is definitely a very in-play price, right? You could bet that. So take a look at that. Josh Hart, under on his points. He is going to play tonight. Someone wants this at plus 115 odds. They want this under at plus 115. So, I would say, obviously Hard Rock, but where else could we go with this? Profit X at plus 110, that's not bad. Not bad at all. MGM can be here. Okay, it's 9 cents off. I can get down with that. 9, 10 cents, that's fine. FanDuel, we're kind of stretching it for me, in my opinion. But again, this is a lot of money, $3,500 when Pinnacle's only taking $500. So this is a 7x multiplier. Anything that's a 5x multiplier or higher for player props, I'm interested. And in the case of Claxton and Tyson, like, yo, okay, you have my attention for sure. Here, this is one that I'm definitely interested in going after as well. Do we have any mainline markets? Yo, the Pistons at plus 127 odds on the money line. Someone has posted $2,300. Now, compared to Pinnacle's limit, this is Bupka's. It's not much at all, right? Pinnacle's taking 12 grand. $2,300 is whatever. But this person wants it at plus 126 odds. And there's some exchanges out here. Let's see, you can get this at Circa, No Vig, Profit X. None of the rec books really are worth it. Bet 105 at plus 121. I'd be willing to go over to Bet 105 and I'd put a sprinkle on this. If I had any money in my Bet Openly account, I would bet this. This is something I need to do because it's a good price at 127. So when I say a sprinkle here, guys, I'm talking like, plus 127 odds. It's not that crazy. It's not like it's plus 500. I'd go maybe a half unit on this play. Okay. I've had some good numbers on the Sharp Money tool betting underdog odds. Anything that's in that plus 110 range and higher, plus 120, plus 150, I've definitely had some nice numbers. I can say that. So I'm going to go over to Bet 105 and place this on the Pistons on the money line at 121 odds. And while I'm at it, because I do have, are these two props available on Bet 105? I have this free bet that I need to unload on Bet 105. Damn, Tyson's not on there. I'd love to put together I'm going to do a little two-leg, let's check this free bet that I have. I'm going to go hit this up with Hart and Claxton on my Bet 105, just real quick, because I have this free bet that I don't want to expire. We're looking at what? Claxton under on rebounds. Looks like all the odds right now are locked. So they're not letting me bet any of that. Okay, I'll have to come back to that. What else do we got? Don't bet this on overtime, guys. This isn't the correct pricing. Odds Jam for NHL totals. Excuse me. They pull the total goals in regulation. This does not include overtime. So don't bet this. For player props, though, overtime, I put some more money in overtime. We talked about it. It's an online. It's a offshore crypto exchange. Solid for player props. Trey Murphy under on assists plus 160. Got some different liquidity posted here. Okay, you could grab this at FanDuel. FanDuel's only 6 cents off to the score. If you think the score is an easy sports book to make money on, I believe it is. This might be something I would be interested in betting over at FanDuel. Don't mind. I got a little bit of money left in FanDuel. Little sprinkle. Only one NHL game tonight, guys. Dub Club, we are on someone. Bit of a longer shot play, but we're on it. All right. We got a 30% boost here for... Oh, yeah, I forgot it's happy hour. It's Friday happy hour, guys. So I got to save a couple bucks for the Friday happy hour because we're going to go after some first baskets. And your happy hour token may be used on a first basket wager. That's fantastic. You'll get a refund in bonus bets. So this is kind of nice. I love betting first baskets. That's basically what we use our happy hour for, and that's what it's telling us right now it's available. So that's cool. Really, really cool. I'm going to look here at Trey Murphy under on his assists and grab this over at FanDuel, assuming that it's still there. Yeah, it's at 152, so it moved just a touch. But I don't mind that. We'll throw in 50 bucks. Okay, what else do we got here? Anything really noteworthy? I'm looking for some mainline markets. Let me just pull up mainline markets and get off player props for a second. Pelicans, -3. Somebody wants this at -102 odds for $9,400. Again, this is below Pinnacle's limit, but this is 9 cents off the Pinnacle. God damn it, I need to get some money in a bet openly. We talked about the Pistons on the money line. Lakers on the money line tonight. Fanatics, really, really juicy, but it's decent if you want to play some juicy odds, guys. Again, the person posting this liquidity only posted $863 on a -410, so like, I don't really care. And then these plays on overtime are not real. Even the first half money lines aren't real. Yo, hold up. +360 odds, UNLV money line. This is really, really good. I'm gonna do a little sprinkle here. UNLV money line over on FanDuel. Taking on Nevada. I'm just gonna throw in like $25. Because I only got $50 left in my FanDuel account. I want to save it for happy hour. So I'm going to take this, guys, a little sprinkle here. +360 on FanDuel. UNLV money line. Yo. I mean, Circus at +300. Getting this at +360. Don't mind if I do. Oh, yeah, Irish. No doubt about that. The happy hour boost on FanDuel for Fridays, like a month ago, that it was way better because they gave us like 5 or 7. I don't know if they gave us 10, but I know they gave us 5 profit boosts, and we would obviously smash the first baskets. And now I think it's just like 1. Well, let me look at first baskets here. Let me see if this is like, if I have to rock a parlay on these first baskets for the happy hour boost. No, it's just a no sweat token. All right. So guys, I'm going to just share this with you right now. No sweat token. Max refund's $5 for me. I'm putting this on Koulibaly first basket, Wizards Lakers. So off and running, +1,000 odds. I'll share this link with you guys. That's how I'm using it. So take a little screenshot for myself so I don't forget about this play. Koulibaly first basket. I'd say if I was going to look at the Celtics game tonight, Peyton Pritchard, kind of like that one. Pritchard or Sam Hauser. That would be one of them. So, all right. And then the under 6, Blue Jackets, Blackhawks. This is Caesars, +110. This is very good to bookmaker. Pretty solid to Circa. It's a flat number here. I want to make sure I get this correct with Caesars, not like the other night when I bet the over on the Bulls game and screwed it up, though it didn't really matter. And that's just kind of how it's been going, guys. Last night, I'm sure Irish or others, I was on it with Salt. Bet the over on the Suns game. Got closing line value at over 222.5. Got really solid closing line value. And, they only scored like 190 points. And the over-under was 222. Just like kind of today in that Italy game. The soccer game that we bet this morning on Calci. Over-under 2.5. No goals scored in the first half. They score 5 in the second half. Wasn't even close. Just how January's been going, man. I swear. Not even close. So the under 6 is available right now, guys. I'm looking at this over on Caesars. I'll indulge. Definitely indulge here. I'm going for 75 on the under 6. It's flat. Bingo. We get that. I like that. Like that a lot. Grab this on Caesars, guys. It's not so much that the sharp money that's available makes this a good play. It's that this is 11 cents off the Pinnacle, 18 cents off the bookmaker. It's almost a low hold to Pinnacle. This is a really solid play on this under. You could just see Caesars is just like, what the hell? So we'll grab this under on the only NHL game tonight. Yeah, Anton, definitely. I mean, it has to be. I can't imagine, no offense to you guys in the stream. I love each and every one of you that are watching this. Appreciate everyone that voted that can hear me good, loud and clear. I don't think, though, everyone in the stream is the reason that FanDuel changed their promo. It would be sick if that was the case, but I don't really believe that. What's this play on the Raptors and the Magic? Where's this at? Here it is. Whoa, 4CX plus 103. I hope Chi-Town's not on the stream right now, because he's the only one that I know that uses 4CX. That's probably going to be the next question, the next poll I'm going to put up here. So let's look. Magic, Raptors. Yeah, over 220. Again, guys, I use this book all the time. I'm probably going to take up the rest of this. Oh, wait, I got 35 bucks. All right, cool. All right, so we're in on this over. Grab that. Solid play on this over. 4CX. Speaking of 4CX, another question, another poll. Nope. Don't want to do that. I want to do this. Just curious out there, right? I know the ProfitX and NoVig really dominate the exchange. Obviously, this is the only really viable, popular exchange in Arizona. No offense to Sport Trade. Nobody uses Sport Trade, in my opinion. Or not many people do. So, just curious to find out if anyone does. I'm going to remove the overtime stuff, guys. Again, I'm going to spend a minute here talking about two things. Number one, overtime is like I mentioned before, it's a crypto exchange. So it's a sports book that accepts crypto, and it's an exchange. I found some really solid opportunities devigging to FanDuel for NBA player props. So my setup is this. I come over here and I say, yo, here's one of my saved filters. Was it FanDuel player props? And then I'll just say, yo, let me see overtime. And what you're going to notice here is that all of these plays and these odds are actually legit on overtime. What I mean by actually legit is like the price that you see is actually there on overtime. So this is a book that if you're crypto savvy, you're going to have an easier time. But you can use USDC to bet with on overtime. Little tip. If once you have your funds on overtime, you can swap your USDC or whatever crypto that you use for their overtime token, and you actually get a 2% boost. So you'll get Jalen Brunson at plus 111 odds instead of plus 109 if you use their token. So it's a book that I've started to play some bets with for player props. It is an exchange, so it's kind of like bet openly. There's only X amount of liquidity available for certain player props. But definitely another option for people that live in like Texas or Florida or California. Check out overtime because I've been using it a little bit. There you go, 49ers Faithful. Appreciate that. 77% say no. All right, that's all right. I mean, if you have ProfitX and NoVig, I can understand why you really like wouldn't use 4CX. I get that. Something else. So when it comes to player props, all right, and let's say we're looking at some NBA player props right now. I guess first, we'll quickly look for NHL anytime goal scorers. There's one game tonight. I'm not expecting anything. 0 results right now, guys, so it's just one game. Shout out to my Penguins last night. They absolutely shit-pumped the Blackhawks. Suck on that, Chicago. How'd you like that second period? 4 goals in the second period. My Penguins are just on a tear right now. You could tell I'm kind of feeling myself with them. So, 4 player props, all right? Let's go over here to player props. Date range for today. League is only going to be for the NBA, okay? And then we're going to go to the EV formula, right? And I'm going to say, yo, here's what I want to see. I want to see 5. I'm going to give Pinnacle half and FanDuel half, okay? Again, guys, this is for all Platinum members. You go 50-50. Sportsbook. I'm just going to pull up Hard Rock, okay? I'm just going to pull up Hard Rock right now. And I forgot one other thing. I would prefer to see this be 100%. I would prefer to see both Pinnacle and FanDuel agree on the pricing. Do we have any plays with that? We do. Okay. So I want to see FanDuel and I want to see Pinnacle agree on their pricing. So this play on LeBron is 2% edge. And you're like, hey, Billy, I don't have Hard Rock. Like, dude, like, why are you wasting my time with this? No, but if you have Bet365, a decent amount of time, the plays on Hard Rock and Bet365 are similar. So if you are willing, if you have a Bet365 account, you're like, dude, where's the NBA player props? I don't see them on OddsJam. They're not here, right? We're not seeing them. So here's your workaround. I know OGs and DGens, I appreciate your patience because I've mentioned this on the last couple of streams. So let's take a look. So just go over to Scotty Barnes and look at his points and say, all right, we might be able to find a play or two where this is actually out there. So Scotty's at minus 130 on Bet365. That's not a play that we want to go after. So we just kind of go down the line, right? Where this is where Pinnacle and FanDuel agree on these plays. And then I'm just going to look and say, all right, where can I find this? So Jalen Brunson, great example. Jalen Brunson under on his PRA. FanDuel and Pinnacle agree with this. This is a 3.5% edge. And guess what? My buddy, Bet365, has the same price as Hard Rock. Same exact price. 3.5% edge to 2 sharp books. I got $50 left in this account. Bingo. There it is, right? So this would be your workaround for my Bet365 people that are dying to bet the NBA. If there's one thing you can absolutely murder Bet365 on, it's NBA player props. Not even close. The book is softer than puppy shit when it comes to betting on player props. You don't have to have, for those of you that don't have to have the EV formula here. You could just DVIG to Pinnacle. You could DVIG to FanDuel. Pull up Hard Rock. If you don't live in a state where Hard Rock's available, on your OddsJam software, guys, just simply come up here in the top right-hand corner, click Arizona, click Ohio, click Florida. All of those states have Hard Rock. You only need one, so just click Arizona. Next thing you know, you're going to have Hard Rock popping up here, and you'll be able to see these plays over at Bet365. So just a workaround for my people that are dying for some Bet365 props. This is your workaround. 49ers faithful. We got to take a look at UFC. Obviously, I was all geared up for last week because it was a really big card. This weekend, not the case, but still, we want to look at it. So speaking of that, let's look at some UFC. Right here. Anything at all? Let's remove the percentage here. 6 results. Top result right here is Malarkey over 1.5 rounds. Also, Cody Brundage and Cameron Ralston over 1.5 rounds on FanDuel. I'm using BetOnline as my sharp book. They normally take a little bit more money. I normally bet total rounds, guys, or will the fight go the distance, or money line. I don't really bet the spreads that much, the point spreads. Yeah, I know, Anton, Bet365 is up on OddsJam in terms of I'm betting NHL goal scorers there. You can bet mainline markets over there, but they're not popping up for NBA player props. Don't ask me why. They're just not. So instead of waiting for them to pop up, that's your workaround, where you can find good plays. Hard Rock and Bet365, they don't copy their odds together 1v1, but I would say 25 to 40% of the plays that pop up on Hard Rock that are plus EV on this tool, you'll be able to find on Bet365, or you'll be able to find a better price on Bet365. And so that at least allows you to get some volume in on Bet365 for those of you that aren't limited to $5. So Malarkey plays really good. This is Hard Rock. This is Ballybet. Canby Sportsbook, guys. Any Canby Sportsbook, this looks really good. Even if you only get a plus 133, still a very, very EV edge play. And then over here on FanDuel, Cody Brundage. I will grab that right now. I got $20 left in my account. Times are tough right now, but I already got a lot out there. There is a profit boost, but it's a parlay, so I don't really care about that. And all right, so we're looking at what? The over 1.5 at minus 102. Pretty simple, guys. It's there's not a lot here when it comes to this, in terms of not a lot of markets to bet on with the UFC, so it's pretty simple. So we're in for the rest of my money on FanDuel. I'm out. So there we go. $20.40 for tomorrow. 1.5% edge. I like that, so I'm good with it. Obviously, they're already this Diego Lopes Wait a minute, Diego Lopes fights tomorrow? Dude, did not know that. I thought it was the following weekend. So this play over at 4CX, $4,000 is what's being taken on 4CX. At plus 108 odds. So again, guys, you come over to Bet Online. That's my sharp book that I use. And if I look at Bet Online and what they're taking as a max wager right now on this fight, they're taking $5,200 on this Lopes fight against Volkanovski. So Bet Online's taking $5,200 on the over 4.5. 4CX is taking $4K. This is a low hold to FanDuel. Like I don't mind taking this on 4CX. I'm out of money right now, but I wouldn't mind taking that. So lower edge play, guys. But again, like this is the biggest fight. This is the main event card fight right here on the card. So I don't mind that. Any of these other plays I'm okay with, right? If you want to put a quarter, half unit here, I would put a unit on this play, a unit on this play, and I'd put like a unit and a half to 2 units on this play. Which hopefully I'm hoping after some bets conclude tonight, I might be able to maybe throw some money down over there. Yeah, Irish, no problem. I know you tuned in a little bit late. It was actually the first thing out of my mouth on the stream, but I appreciate you letting me know about that. But yes, mentioned it a few times already on the stream that Onyx is running that. I do want to take a look at their 15% sport boost. I'm not as interested in their SGP boost on the NBA games. Again, you might be able to find something, but I'm not crazy about that. But I do want to take advantage of just this regular sports bonus parlay boost, 15%. No problem, 49ers faithful, man. I appreciate your. I just sometimes like soccer and UFC. Just sometimes I forget about for sure. So let's pull up Onyx, pull up DraftKings as well because we want to make sure they're in sync with one another. Pinnacle, and then I don't really care. Let's just see what's up. Honestly, I'd like to get rid of player props here for a sec. Just no player props. Like what do we have here for mainline markets? Okay, Marist and Canisius. All right, we got a couple of these plays. Already have some games going on. We're looking at that over 129.5. This game's about to start in 17 minutes, so we got to move quick. Chicago VCU. We got the Suns plus 4.5. I would take that. Because even though it's a low edge, it's the NBA. All right. Let's take a look at Bookmaker for any college basketball. Jazz on the money line tonight? Really? Interesting. Kind of a little all over the place here. Jazz on the money line. VCU money line, that's really, really juicy. And same with the Lakers. Jazz money line's all right. I don't mind it. It's not. Pinnacle's it's probably taking a little bit more money on it, but let's see. What about Circa? It's in consideration. VCU first half money line, that's way too juicy. So now let's look at some alt markets here too for a second. Nevada under on their team total tonight. Well, we are on UNLV. Okay. How's this looking? Yeah, it's a low hold. I'll get down with that. So UNLV under on their team total. And we're looking at the under 75.5. Bingo. 15% boost. This is a $30 max bet, which I can get down with. And I might have to redo my location for a second. Did I get it? Shout out to Onyx for just being absolute dog shit right now. I got to go back and run this one back, guys. So Suns plus 4.5. UNLV on their team total under 75.5, so it's an alt. Looks like they locked it. Of course they, no. Yeah, of course they locked it. Of course they did. Can't bet it. How about Cleveland State? Not bad. And they're taking about $1,000. This game's at 5 against Green Bay. Under 70.5. Okay. And then last but not least, I can't even remember what the first play was. Oh yeah, Canisius over 129. And it looks like they just locked that whole market as well. So this is why it's such a pain in the ass to get this. No, it's still there. Never mind. All right, $30. Cleveland State moved to minus 113. Of course it did. Jazz minus 1.5. We'll take that. Jazz minus 1.5 bumped. Everything bumps. Everything bumps, guys. This is just a bump party. Providence plus 9.5. Bookmaker doesn't like it. God damn, dude. This is why like no one uses the sports book. No one uses it. Why would you? It takes forever. Everything bumps. Pennsylvania first half money line. This is a little on the juicy side. Little juice. But they're taking on Columbia at 6. Let's try this. Okay, finally, we're in. Took a minute. 15% boost on Onyx. Dropping this. There it is. There's the link, guys. It's $30 is the max wager. At least that is for me. And so we're on Penn first half money line. Over on Canisius. Technically a little insurance with Penn. If they tie, it's a push. Then we'll just get paid out for a 2-pick slip. Suns plus 4.5. So we'll throw this here. Bingo. And then what do we have up here? And then throw this in for $30. 822. Obviously, this is a traditional parlay, guys, so we're getting really, really, really good pricing. And then again, you just come over here to the bet tracker. Open this up. Right here. Odds boost. Change this to 822. And now we're all set. It's all right here for us. Okay. 79% say no, we don't have 4CX or don't really use it. Appreciate everyone voting. It's good to know. So I won't highlight a ton of 4CX plays, which is good for me. It's kind of the one nice thing out here in the desert is I know that not that many people are using it. So it's great to see that. All right, arbitrage. Don't want to forget about my arbitrage people. Because it's like you don't have to worry about all this who's sharp and what markets is good and how much money's here and there. You just day trade the books. You just go to MGM, you go to Props Builder, and you bet the over-under on Precious on his threes. He's either making one or he's not. If he makes 10 tonight, who cares? The over hits, the under loses. You make your risk-free money. It's very simple. Fliff and Profit X. Holy shit, I can actually say this. Fliff and Profit X. This is out there. You could do this on MGM. The reason I would say Fliff, guys, is for most of you, like for me in Pennsylvania with Fliff, I could bet on collegiate player props. FanDuel, DraftKings, I can't bet on college props. So here, there's about $600 on Profit X. This is a very solid ARB. Boise State, Grand Canyon. Shout out to the Antelopes. Solid team. So that would be a really good ARB to hit up over on Profit X and Fliff. You could also do it on MGM for those of you that can bet college props on a legal book. But that's why I would lean more towards Fliff. Because even if you live in a state that you can't bet college props, you should be able to with FLIF. FLIF's kind of popping up a little bit now. Champagne, now this is Mexico. Nobody has this book, so we'll just move on there. Again, guys, like, I would avoid this play. So, not saying you are, but if you want to get limited pretty quickly on DraftKings or Fanatics, then bet first half moneyline Japanese basketball. And that's a pretty easy way, in my opinion, to get limited. Because how many of your buddies are betting Japanese basketball first half moneyline? And the other problem with this ARB is that if it's a tie at halftime, it's a push. So just disregard any kind of Swedish hockey, Czech Republic hockey, Japanese basketball. Just don't do it. Don't do it for account health. If you're already limited, then screw it. Go make your money. Otherwise, don't do it. I just think your time could be used in other spots for sure. Dylan Andrews here. This is even better, guys. Even though it's a little bit lower of an EV ARB, there's $1,200 over here on ProfitX. And so this is kind of like the dream if you have a FLIF account where you can bet this college prop, even if you can only bet like $200 on it, like who cares? That's really, really good. You'll be able to make, $10 easy there. And ProfitX, there's $1,200. And ProfitX doesn't care how much money you wager. So get the bet amount correct on FLIF, right? So let's say FLIF's only accepting, maybe it's $100. Well, then you can bet your $82. You're going to make about $5 risk-free here, guys. Plenty of money over on ProfitX to hit this up. Like this definitely is worth it. A little different story here with Kent Johnson in the Blue Jackets Blackhawks game, because there's only $17 on Novig. And you and like everybody else is fighting over that $17 to hit that ARB up. I would not hit that up. I would just would move on. Now this Jackson Hayes play on ProfitX, it's almost $400 in liquidity. That's not bad. It's a little low, but it's okay. You got to move quickly on this Jackson Hayes play. Tristan Da Silva, FanDuel, MGM. These are all ARBs, guys, in that 2 to 3% range. These are kind of like your consistent money makers. They're not going to make you $50 on an ARB, but they're just going to churn you out $5 to $10 every single time. So these are the ones you want to go after. Honestly, this is one that you could load up on the money line here for hockey. I know we just talked about kind of niche markets, but this is money line for a hockey game that starts in 7 minutes. Like this is when you'd want to bet it. Bet the max that you can on Bet Rivers, right? You can already find out on Bet Online like what's the max wager, because I just mentioned that to you for UFC. So maybe Bet Online's like, we'll take $500. Okay, don't submit the bet on Bet Online because they'll take this. Whenever you're dealing with ARBs of this nature, when we're talking about Omaha at plus 400 odds, you always want to submit the bet first on the massive underdog. Sportsbooks will always take your money when it comes to heavy favorites. They'll always take your action. On big underdogs, they don't take that much. So instead of you betting finding out what the max limit is on Bet Online, and then you place that wager on Bet Online, and then you go over to Bet Rivers and you find out, I can't bet $129. I can only bet $50. Now your heart is just going to sink to the floor and you're going to be like, shit, what do I do now? So when you're executing these types of ARBs, there is a bit of a process to this where you go over to Bet Online, you find out what the max wager is. Hey, it's $500. Cool. Just chill. Don't submit the bet. Then go over to Bet Rivers. Try to submit this bet for. Don't bet $128.99 and don't bet $129. Just bet $130. Nobody bets $129. So just bet $130 and, oh man, if you're able to get it, then you eat $1 of profit, right? Not that big of a deal. Try to end your bet sizes in zeros and in fives. Some of you guys out there, I swear you're betting like $129. It's like, dude, nobody bets that amount. Don't do that. So that's kind of how you want to attack this ARB. And that's how it is with big, heavy, and it doesn't matter, unless it's like a FanDuel, right? Because on Bet Rivers, Desert Diamond, Valley Bet, we don't know what the max wager size is. The nice part is that they'll tell you, right? If you put in a bet on Omaha for $150 and they're like, we only take 100. The nice thing is they'll tell you before you submit, but you don't know until you submit. That's kind of the only problem. Now, this was on FanDuel, a little different story. So here, instead of worrying about going after that play for Kent Johnson on no vig, just go to FanDuel. And same thing here. We know that FanDuel is going to tell us the max wager size. So go over to FanDuel, type in like $1 million, find out what the max wager size is, and they'll be like, yo, it's going to be $250. And you're like, okay, cool. Then don't submit this bet on FanDuel. Either A, normally with player props, you like to keep the wager sizes under $250. So say, okay, well, I know FanDuel's going to accept $250 for this. So bet $250 on Ballybet, and then bet, 170, or try to work the numbers so that it just kind of works in your favor, right? So 235 maybe, no, maybe 230, can't type. Yeah, all right, 230 and 165. That's a little bit more looks decent, right? And if you want to, guys, once you get above, $100, if you want to try to work your bet sizes in 25s, then bet 225 on Kent Johnson and 160 on FanDuel and just lose the 75 cents. So little couple tips and tricks, guys, when it comes to arbitrage betting. These are things that can hopefully help you get limited instantly. You'll get limited, but the goal is that you don't get limited as soon as you open up your account. And kind of the same thing. Don't want to forget about this, guys. Middle betting. Middle betting. So this play is a great example. No vig and bet DSI. Guys got to get on the offshore sports books. Offshore sports books are going to open up a whole new world for you in terms of profitable opportunities. Over here, this is the main market for the NBA. Assuming that this is out there on BetDSI, you got about $345 on no vig. I guarantee you BetDSI will take that, whatever it's being told. Bet $385 on BetDSI, $345 on no vig. No matter what happens, you're going to make about $5. But man, if they score exactly 220 points, this bet gets refunded to you, and you hit this play up for what? $399 in profit on no vig? Dude, this is really good. It's exactly what you want. Point spreads, NBA basketball. Go ham on these plays. We're talking about the NBA point spreads. Now, these are a little bit further out there in terms of odds range, but you can load up on BetMGM. And even if you're limited on BetMGM right now, I bet you they'll let you wager $50 to $100 on this play right now. Check out these types of plays on the middle. Okay? Irish, see you in the morning, man. Enjoy the dinner. So all of these plays, guys, something that you definitely want to take into consideration. These middle plays are just really, really, really good. Kalshi, this is the gold mine right here. If it's crypto.com and Kalshi, this could be really, really good. There's not a lot of liquidity here. Fanatics and Kalshi. Bet whatever you can on Fanatics. Hit this up on Kalshi. These middle opportunities, guys, can be really solid because you're not really wagering $129. You're wagering 56 cents because if you lose 56 cents. That's all you're wagering. And if you end up hitting this at 129 exactly, you cash, the over on Kalshi, the under on Fanatics, and what, you're making $128 in profit? It's really good. Really, really good. I think this is Fanatics markets. Yeah, this is the Fanatics markets, prediction markets. So middle tools, middle betting, guys, really solid. Check it out. Jump into it. Only hit up that Japanese basketball middle if you are limited on DraftKings and on Fanatics. Otherwise, I wouldn't really mess around with it. Too many other options that you could bet. All right, that's where I'm pausing. I'm out of breath. I need to get the oxygen mask, get my oxygen back in with me, but I'll be back on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you guys found any of this insightful, helpful, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Otherwise, guys, enjoy your Friday night. Have a couple cocktails, not too many, and get ready to lock it in tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for a massive, massive, massive college basketball slate. Dub Club, let's get it. All right, guys.